Despite near impossible odds, terrible misfortune, and colossal challenges, SojournerTruth became an American legend. She devoted her life to helping others and improving American life by advancing the causes of abolition and social equality. A devout Christian, she felt called on by God to spread His word. Truth was a powerful public speaker, activist, and reformer who battled bigotry and slavery and promoted justice, fairness, and the truth of God's goodness. SojournerTruth was born into slavery as Isabella Baumfree in Rifton, New York in 1797, second youngest of 13 children born to her enslaved parents, Elizabeth and James. Isabella never even laid eyes on 11 of her siblings. They were all either sold or given away before her birth. Her owner was a prominent Dutch American, and Isabella therefore spoke Dutch. At age 11, she was auctioned off along with a flock of sheep to the English-speaking John Neely. Because of their language barrier, Neely would horribly abuse Isabella out of frustration. She was soon sold again to a Dutch-speaking tavern owner, and then a third time to a farmer, John Dumont of New Paltz. She remained his overworked forced laborer for 18 years. During that time she had 5 children, 4 with a fellow slave and 1 with Dumont himself. It is no surprise, then, that Mrs. Dumont hated Isabella and treated her cruelly. Then, in 1827, Isabella's 30th year, New York passed an act freeing all its adult African Americans. Dumont promised Isabella and her children their freedom, but when he broke his promise, Isabella managed to escape with just her youngest, a baby. She later claimed that her successful escape was guided by God's word. Soon after, she experienced a religious vision that she said enabled her to communicate directly with Jesus. These experiences led her to joining several fanatical religious groups. Right around this time, Isabella was devastated and outraged to learn that her son was illegally sold by her old owner, Dumont. Determined to get him back, Isabella combed the countryside, rallying the support and financial aid of anyone who would listen. As a result, Isabella successfully sued Dumont for her son's freedom. This experience undoubtedly improved her public speaking skills, and her reputation as an orator began to grow. This would not be the last time Isabella won a court case. Around 1829, she successfully sued white acquaintances who slandered her. This was a huge step for the newly freed African Americans, as she was the first black to win a slander suit against white people. Isabella was now devoted to social justice more than ever. In 1843, after the tragic death of her son at sea, she turned to the life of a traveling preacher. It was at this time when she changed her name to the symbolic SojournerTruth. She believed God had given her this name to show people her mission in life, to temporarily stay in one place at a time and spread the truth of God's word. By this time she was 49. Truth became involved with well-known abolitionists like Frederick Douglass. Along with them, she used her captivating speaking style to become one of the movement's most renowned orators. In the 1850s, she added women's suffrage to her list of causes. Her Ain't I a Woman speech at the National Women's Convention in 1857 became famous for its simple message of women's equality and power. SojournerTruth was an exceptional orator, although she could not read or write. Her preaching style was down-to-earth, no-nonsense, and straight to the point. It always included spiritual references and personal stories. As an activist, she recruited Union soldiers, helped freed slaves find work, and was ahead of her time enough to help desegregate the streetcars in Washington, D.C. Truth was such an important freedom fighter that she even met President Abraham Lincoln. Sojourner Truth supported social justice causes until her death in 1883. In Battle Creek, Michigan, she was 86 years old. Sojourner Truth, who sojourned the United States with universal truths.